Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm excited to take you on a journey through the fascinating Rocky Mountain region, a vast and diverse area stretching across several states in the western United States. Known for its breathtaking landscapes, towering peaks, and rich natural resources, the Rockies have shaped the culture and lifestyle of the people who live there. In this presentation, we will explore 5 key aspects of the Rocky Mountain region. First, we will dive into the local food culture, discovering how the region's geography and history influence the dishes people enjoy. Then, we will visit some of the most famous cities nestled in the mountains and learn about their distinct features and special festivals. Next, we will look into the history of the Rockies, understanding how its geography played a role in the development and settlement of the area. We'll also explore the vibrant music and art scenes shaped by Native American traditions and Hispanic influences, which makes the region culturally rich and diverse. Finally, we will meet some notable individuals from the Rockies, politicians, artists, and other famous figures who have contributed to both their local communities and the wider world. Let's get started by taking a closer look at the unique flavors of the Rocky Mountain region. The Rocky Mountain region of the United States, which includes states like Colorado, Montana, Wyoming, and New Mexico, is known for its rugged landscapes, high elevations, and strong ranching and hunting traditions. These geographic and cultural features have had a significant importance on the local food culture. One of the most iconic ingredients in this region is bison or buffalo meat. One of the most iconic ingredients in this region is bison or buffalo meat. It's leaner than beef and has a rich flavor, often used in steaks, burgers, and stews. This meat has historical importance too. Native American tribes and early settlers relied on bison for survival, and today it's seen as a healthy, sustainable alternative to beef. Another commonly eaten wild game is venison or deer meat. Because hunting is popular throughout the Rockies, venison appears in sausages, jerkies, and hearty stews, especially in rural areas. In places like Utah and Wyoming, lamb dishes are also widespread, reflecting the region's strong sheep ranching industry. New Mexico, which borders the Rockies, adds a spicy flair with its famous green chili. These chilies are often roasted and added to everything from soups and stews to cheeseburgers and enchiladas. One popular dish is green chili stew, which blends pork or beef with potatoes and lots of roasted green peppers. One of the more surprising dishes from the region is Rocky Mountain oysters. Despite the name, they aren't seafood. They're actually deep-fried bull testicles. This dish comes from cattle ranching culture and is sometimes served at festivals or cowboy-themed restaurants. Let's watch a video about the Rocky Mountain oysters together.
Rocky Mountain oysters. These look great.
Fella, you know what those are, right?
Not really, but I love seafood.
What sea do you think these are from?
I don't know, Cherry Creek, Platte River, Dillon Reservoir, the aquarium. I don't know.
Look it up.
Great lunch today, huh?
Cooking in the Rocky Mountains also reflects a strong outdoor lifestyle, with campfire cooking being quite popular. Stews, grilled meats, and baked potatoes are common dishes for campers and hikers. The region is also rich in wild berries like huckleberries, which are often used in pies and jams. In recent years, there's been a growing movement toward farm-to-table dining, with chefs using local meats, wild mushrooms, and herbs. There's also rising interest in health-conscious foods like bison and gluten-free baked goods. Overall, the food of the Rocky Mountain region is hearty, rustic, and deeply connected to the land, shaped by both tradition and modern trends. Now that we've explored the food culture of the Rocky Mountain region, let's take a closer look at some of its most iconic cities and festivals that bring their communities together. One of the most important cities in the region is Denver, Colorado, often called the Mile High City because it sits exactly 1 mile above sea level. It's known for blending urban culture with outdoor adventure. You can go hiking in the morning and enjoy craft beer at night. In fact, Denver hosts the Great American Beer Festival, one of the largest beer events in the world. It's also home to the Denver March Powwow, which celebrates Native American heritage through dance, music, and storytelling. Another major city is Salt Lake City, Utah. It's famous as the spiritual center of the Mormon faith and also a hub for winter sports, having hosted the 2002 Winter Olympics. Near Salt Lake City, in the mountain town of Park City, you will find the world-renowned Sundance Film Festival, which showcases independent films and attracts filmmakers and celebrities from all over the world. Moving further north, the city of Bozeman, Montana, offers a different kind of charm. It's a gateway to Yellowstone National Park and a hotspot for fishing, skiing, and hiking. Bozeman celebrates its creative side with the Sweet Pea Festival, an annual summer event filled with music, art, and local theater. In Jackson, Wyoming, you will find a unique blend of Western cowboy traditions and luxury ski resorts. Jackson celebrates its Old West heritage with the Old West Days Festival, which includes parades, rodeos, and live music. Another popular event is the Fall Arts Festival, which brings artists and collectors together in a scenic mountain setting. Finally, the southern part of the Rockies lies Santa Fe, New Mexico, one of the oldest cities in the United States. Known for its adobe architecture and rich Native American and Spanish heritage, Santa Fe is a true cultural gem. The city hosts the Santa Fe Indian Market, the largest Native American art show in the world, and the Fiestas de Santa Fe, a historic celebration that dates back more than 300 years. As you can see, the cities of the Rocky Mountain region are not just surrounded by beautiful landscapes. They each offer unique cultural experiences that reflect the region's rich heritage and diverse communities. We've seen how the cities and festivals of the Rocky Mountain region reflect its vibrant culture and community life. But to really understand this region, we need to look deeper into the history shaped by the land itself. The Rocky Mountains are formed over 17 million years ago during a major period of tectonic uplift. Stretching from Canada to Mexico, these rugged mountains created both a barrier and a shelter for people throughout history. For thousands of years, Native American tribes such as the Ute, Shoshone, and Cheyenne lived in these mountains. They followed seasonal hunting patterns, moving through valleys and mountain passes, and viewed the land not just as a resource but as sacred ground. In the 1800s, European explorers like Lewis and Clark began their westward journeys, trying to find routes through the Rockies. The mountains were extremely difficult to cross, but rivers and natural passes provided limited pathways. Even so, the Rockies delayed western expansion and early settlements were sparse and isolated. Everything changed in the mid-19th century when gold and silver were discovered. The mountains were no longer just an obstacle. They became a treasure hunt. Mining towns sprang up almost overnight in Colorado, Montana, and Utah. With the boom in mining came the construction of railroads. These railroads cut through the mountains, connected communities, and opened up the West to settlers and trade. By the early 20th century, people also began to recognize the importance of preserving the Rockies' natural beauty. Yellowstone became the world's first national park in 1872, and later Rocky Mountain National Park was established in 1915. These parks helped shift the public view of the Rockies from a place of exploitation to a place of conservation. In short, the Rocky Mountains have shaped human history through their hate, harshness, and hidden riches. Over time, they've gone from being a sacred home to native peoples, to a frontier of exploration, to a source of wealth, and finally to a symbol of natural beauty and protection. Now let's explore the music and art of the Rocky Mountain region, a place where diverse culture traditions come together in unique ways. First, Native American music plays a central role in expressing both identity and spirituality. First, Native American music plays a central role in expressing both identity and spirituality. It's deeply rooted in rhythm and ritual, often using drums, flutes, and vocal chants. These songs are passed down through generations and are performed at community gatherings like powwows. The region also reflects the influence of Spanish and Mexican traditions, especially in areas like New Mexico. Here, you will find folk music like mariachi and flamenco performed at festivals, alongside visual arts such as tableaus, santos, and adobe mural art. These traditions highlight the blending of indigenous, Catholic, and Hispanic cultures. To help you experience this more personally, let's take a moment to actually try a piece of Native American singing together. We'll now watch a short clip that introduces a simple form of traditional Native American singing. As you will see, the singing style uses strong emotions and a unique vocal tone. It's not about singing perfectly, but about feeling the rhythm and letting the sound flow naturally. Let's try this together. Just follow the pattern of the chant shown in the video. Don't be shy. This is all about experiencing culture, not performing it perfectly. Through this activity, I hope you can feel how music in the Rockies is deeply connected to both land and tradition. In this region, music is more than entertainment. It's a living form of heritage. So, let's go for it now.
Nephew,
Yeah,
your dad sent you over here to me. Teach you about these songs,
yeah.
about these ways. Now, I've been listening to you. There's something about you I don't like. I mean, your songs, how you sing. So I want to hear you again. You know that AIM song?
Yeah, I know
All
that.
right.
Yeah.
Hey, you know it?
Yeah, I know it.
Well, sing it. I want to hear you and see how you sing. You're singing it wrong. I don't know why you sing it that way. You sing it like this. Now you do it like that. I don't know what's wrong with you. You're not getting it. Look at me. You're not getting it, nephew. You gotta sing it like this. With passion. Like that. Can you do it like that? Like you're crying for the people. You do it.
How was it? Take a second to think about it. Did anything surprise you about the way the singer used their voice? For me, it sounded almost like crying. At first, I wasn't sure how to interpret it, but the more I listened, the more I realized how powerful it was. It wasn't just about hitting notes or following a melody. It felt emotional, like a singer was expressing something really deep, maybe even spiritual. I later found out that this is actually a traditional feature in many Native American songs. This kind of wailing or emotional singing isn't meant to sound polished. It's meant to feel real. It reflects pain, healing, and connection to nature, community, and ancestors. In many Native traditions, music is not just for performance, it's a form of storytelling, prayer, and ceremony. So while it may sound unfamiliar at first, it's a powerful cultural expression with a deep meaning behind it. Now let's look at some famous people from the Rocky Mountain region. The Rocky Mountain region has produced many notable individuals who have made significant contributions in politics, entertainment, and conservation. The Rocky Mountain region has produced many notable individuals who have made significant contributions in politics, entertainment, and conservation. In politics, there is Jared Polis, the governor of Colorado and the first openly gay governor in the United States. Another prominent figure is Lauren Boebert, a Republican member of the U.S. House of Representatives from Colorado known for her conservative views. Michael Bennet is also from Colorado, serving as a U.S. Senator focusing on education and infrastructure. In the world of entertainment, Jessica Biel is a well-known actress and producer who grew up in Colorado. Bella Hadid, a famous model, has strong ties to the region as well. Finally, Enos Mills, a naturalist from Colorado, played a key role in founding Rocky Mountain National Park and preserving the natural beauty of the area. Among these figures, Jessica Biel stands out as a major Hollywood star. She gained fame as a child actress and later starred in many films and TV series. In Korea, she is especially well known for her role in the TV drama The Sinner, where she plays a complex and intense character that attracted international attention. Jessica Biel also appeared in the popular movie like The Illusionist, which many fans recognize for its intriguing story and her elegant performance. Beyond acting, she has worked as a producer and is active in various social causes, including environmental protection. So far, we have learned about the Rocky Mountain region and the Midwest, their unique cultures, cities, history, and famous people. But did you know that these areas were not originally part of the United States? To understand how these regions became part of the country and developed into what they are today, we need to explore the history of the American Westward movement. Let's take a closer look at how the United States expanded westward, shaping the Midwest and Rocky Mountain regions through migration, exploration, and settlement. The westward movement was a defining period in the 19th century American history, shaping the development of both the Midwest and the Rocky Mountain regions. It began in the early 1800s after the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, which added a vast territory west of the Mississippi River to the United States. This area roughly corresponds to much of what we now call the Midwest. Following this acquisition, settlers, traders, and explorers began moving westward, drawn by the promise of fertile farmland and new opportunities. The Midwest became the gateway for many pioneers. As the century progressed, the belief in manifest destiny, the idea that the United States was destined to expand from the Atlantic to the Pacific fueled migration further west. Trails such as the Oregon Trail and the Santa Fe Trail guided settlers through the Midwest toward the Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountain region itself was a more challenging and rugged terrain, but it offered rich resources, including valuable minerals. The discovery of gold and silver in Colorado and other parts of the Rockies in the mid-1800s attracted thousands of prospectors and settlers. At the same time, the US government implemented policies like Homestead Act of 1862, granting land to settlers willing to cultivate it, which encouraged families to move into these mountainous areas. The completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869 was a turning point, connecting the eastern states through the Midwest to the Rocky Mountain region and beyond. This made transportation of goods and people faster and safer, accelerating settlement and growth. However, this expansion also led to conflicts with Native American tribes whose lands were often taken or disrupted during the migration. The westward movement profoundly changed the demographics, economy, and culture of both Midwest and the Rocky Mountains, helping to shape the United States as we know it today. To wrap up our exploration of the Rocky Mountain region, we can see that this area is much more than just touring peaks and scenic beauty. Its rich history, unique culture, and vibrant communities all came together to create a region full of life and significance. From the legacy of Native American peoples to the influence of settlers, from its distinct food and music to its notable figures, the Rockies hold a special place in America's history. Understanding the Rocky Mountain region helps us appreciate the diversity and resilience that characterize this part of the community. Thank you for joining me on this journey through one of America's most remarkable regions. Please send me your questions about my presentation, and thank you for listening.
Hi everyone, today we embark on a journey through a significant aspect of American culture, focusing specifically on the Midwest, often called America's heartland. Our exploration, drawing from Spotlight on the USA, will delve into each food, cities, history, and unique cultural expressions. Here's a look at what we'll be covering today. We'll start with an overview of the Midwest, then explore its food and agriculture, move on to its urban centers, delve into its historical significance, examine its cultural expressions, and finally discuss its politics and notable figures. Let's begin with a general overview of the Midwest. First, its geographic diversity. The region includes the northern Great Lakes area, the Premier Prairie region, and the Great Plains. Second is economic importance. The Midwest is home to major industrial cities, boasts vast agricultural land, and serves as a significant hub for manufacturing, and third, why it's considered America's heartland. It's a geographical center and agricultural powerhouse, and a region strongly associated with traditional American values. Now, let's turn to what many consider the lifeblood of the region, its food and agriculture. The Midwest is an undeniable agricultural center, blessed with the rich prairie soil perfect for diverse crop production, truly making it America's breadbasket. Supported by modern farming technology, Iowa, the corn capital, is the largest corn producer, and this abundance is celebrated in dishes like Rascon of the Cobb. The state is also involved in entire production and significant agricultural research. The Iowa State Fair is a testament to farming excellence, featuring animal contests, impressive food competitions, and unique attractions like the famous Botcow sculpture. These agricultural routes contribute to distinct culinary traditions, while spotlighting on the USA emphasizes agricultural production and fairs. The Midwest is also known for hearty, comfort food. Think of Chicago's iconic dish pizza. Savory BBQ lips found throughout the region, and comforting casserole rolls like the hot dish, and a staple in states like Minnesota. This is reflect a farm-to-table ethos, seasonal ingredients, and a strong sense of community gatherings. Beyond the farmland, the Midwest is also defined by its dynamic urban harbors. These cities, from Chicago to Detroit, are pillars of industry and culture. They embody the region's industrial spirit and cultural diversity and have played crucial roles in shaping America's economic and social landscape. Their strategic importance stems from being natural transportation harbors, centers manufacturing, and vibrant melting parts of culture. Let's zoom in on Chicago. Often described as the heartbeat of the region, it's truly center of the Midwest. A quintessentially American city, it serves as a natural hub connecting Midwestern to product East market. Historically excelling in industries like meatpacking, grain storage, and farm equipment, all thanks to its strategic location on Lake Michigan. Chicago is also architectural marvel. It's the birthplace of the skyscraper, a development spurred as the Great Fire of 1871. The Chicago School of Architecture pioneered modern design, giving us iconic structures like the John Hancock Tower and the Sears Tower, and of course, there's the Loop East downtown area named for elevated railway. Next, we look at Detroit, the Motor City. It's the birthplace of the American automobile industry, where Henry Ford built his first quadricycle in 1896. Ford introduced standardization and assembly line, and the city's economy has long been tied to the big three automakers Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors. The Model T, the Ford creation, made cars affordable for masses. The Midwest also features other Great Lakes cities like Cleveland and Milwaukee. These are important transport hubs, crucial for moving grain, timber, and ore, that they developed as industrial powerhouses, linking the Midwest resources to national market and profoundly shaping the region's economic landscape. The Midwest has the pivotal role shaping the nation's story, serving as a crucible for national development. Its rich soil and vast prairies attracted settlers, while its strategic location fostered industrial growth and transportation networks. We'll look at some key historical figures and events, including Abraham Lincoln, Native American tribes like the Sioux and Cheyenne helipod, and the turning point of the battle, a Little Big Horn. Let's delve deeper into significant aspects of this history. First, Abraham Lincoln. From frontier to presidency. He grew up in rural Indiana and Illinois, was educated and became a lawyer and politician. His famous How Divided speech in 1858 gained him national attention. He led the nation through the Civil War from 1861 to 1865 and consistently showed compassion for the opposing side. Then the history of Native Americans of the place. The Blackies were sacred to the Sioux and Cheyenne. The Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse monuments stand as a testament to this history. The Battle of Little Big Horn in 1876 was a significant event. Tragically, the destruction of the buffalo devastated the Native American way of life. An undeadly incident in 1890 marks a tragic end to an era. The Midwest cultural landscape is deeply rooted in its history, values, and diverse environment. From bustling urban centers to serene rural landscapes, the region has inspired the rich tapestry of artistic and literary expressions. We'll touch upon its architecture and literary voices, including the finally skyscraper design of Chicago School. Carl Sandburg's iconic 4M Chicago from 1914, its traditional values of family and hard work, and how it reflects real American sensibilities. Examining this cultural expression further, the architectural innovation is undeniable. The Chicago School pioneered skyscrapers emerging after the Chicago Great Fire. Key architects like Sullivan, Light, and Mies van der Rohe profoundly influenced modern building design. In terms of literary voices and values, Carl Sandburg from Chicago, later in 1916, vividly captures the city's energetic spirit. Traditional Midwestern values are often emphasized, focusing on the family, works, church, and community. Now let's look at the political landscape of the Midwest. The Midwest is often seen as America's political center, reflecting moderated views and conservative conservative yet not in extreme stance makes it a crucial regional national elections. The region has also produced notable Midwestern figures who have shaped American history, from president to industrialist and cultural icons. The Midwest is considered a political middle ground, conservative but not extreme, often reflecting America's center with balanced views. Among its influential personalities, we have Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president from Illinois, who led during the Civil War and preserved the Union. Halibut from Michigan, a notable pioneer, revolutionized industry with the assembly line and created the Model T. And Crazy Horse, a Sioux leader who resisted expansion and Port Coaster, becoming a significant cultural icon. In conclusion, the Midwest stands as America's agricultural and industrial powerhouse. It is home to iconic cities and influential historical figures who have shaped the nation. The region embraced traditional American values and continues to be America's center, both geographically and culturally. It represents a vital chapter in the larger narrative of the United States. Thank you for your attention.
Hello everyone. Today I'd like to take you on journey far to the north, beyond the snow, beyond the cold, to a place full of wonder, history, and beauty, Alaska. When most people think when most people think of Alaska, they imagine endless ice, polar bears, and darkness. But today I hope to show you a different side of Alaska. Its amazing food, unique city, rich history, vibrant. Alaska foods a delicious blend of survival, tradition, and nature. One of the most iconic dishes is wild salmon, especially sky and king salmon. These fish are not only tasty but also a symbol of Alaskan life. Many locals smoke or grill salmon, and it's often shared at festivals and gatherings. Next, let's talk about king crab. These giant crabs come from the ice waters of Alaska and are considered a luxury seafood. You may have seen fishermen catching them on TV shows like Daily Oyster Catch. It's tough work, but the rest is delicious. Another popular food is reindeer sausage, and reindeer hot dogs. It might sound unusual, but reindeer meat is rich in flavor and traditional. Now here's something sweet and special. Akutok, or called Eskimo ice cream. Traditionally is made from animal fat, berries, and snow. Modern versions use sugar and shortening, but it still holds strong cultural meaning. And finally, there is halibut, a rosy playfish found in Alaskan waters. Halibut is often grilled, baked, or served as fish and chips. It's mild meat and very popular in local cuisine. Original Alaskan food shows how people have adapted to nature and made the most out of their environment. From the top left, the photo show grilled salmon, king crab, sausage, and Eskimo ice cream. Although Alaska is mostly wilderness, it has some truly interesting cities. The largest is Anchorage. It's a modern city with shopping malls and tall buildings, but it also celebrates Native Alaskan culture with museum and festival. Then there's Fairbanks located near the Arctic Circle. It's one of the best places in the world to see the Northern Lights. It's also home to the University of Alaska where many stars Arctic science. Juneau, Alaska's capital, is quite special. It's only accessible by boat or plane. There are no roads connecting it to the rest of the state. Despite this, Juneau is a charming city with beautiful coastal scenery. And Dotpokesca, this town has strong Russian influences. Alaska was once owned by Russia and Ska was the capital. You can still see Russian churches and buildings today. Each city offers a unique view of Alaskan life. This is a map of Alaska. I'll go over it quickly. Alaska's history is long and layered. First, we must recognize the indigenous peoples, the Inuit, Yupik, Tlingit, and many others. They lived in harmony with nature for thousands of years, creating strong cultures based on hunting, fishing, and storytelling. In 1741, Russian explorer Vitus Bering arrived, starting Russian colonization. By 1784, the first Russian settlement was built in Korea. In 1867, the U.S. bought Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million. At the time, people left at the land called it Soja but later they realized it was a smart decision. Gold was discovered in Klondike Gold Rush 1896 to 99, freeing thousands of fortune seekers. Then, in 1912, Alaska became a U.S. territory. During World War II, Alaska was attacked in the Battle of the Alleghenies, one of the early parts of the U.S. to see fighting. Finally, in 1959, Alaska became the 49th U.S. state. Other key events include the Great Alaska Earthquake in 1964, oil discovery in 1968, the Trans-Alaska Pipeline in 1977, and the Exxon Valley's oil spill in 1989. Alaska's history is filled with adventure, hardship, and transformation. You can see the history of Alaska at a glance through this screen. Art and music in Alaska reflects its deep connection to the Indian culture. One of the most powerful forms of art is the totem pole, carved by native groups like the Tlingit. These birds tell stories, announce stars, and represent cringe. Other art forms include bone carving, mask making, and silkskin crafts, or reflecting life in the Arctic. In music, Alaska is home to Inupiaq drumming and star singing. These traditional performances are spiritual and full of emotion. You also have bluegrass and folk music in many towns, brought by settlers and mixed with local culture. One great place to experience it all is the Alaska Native Heritage Center, which celebrates indigenous cultures through dance, art, and storytelling. Mm, Here you can show the YouTube video. You link it in the slide. The video is playing right now, but it was a clip that featured the traditional Alaska music. Alaska has produced or inspired many famous people. One is Sarah Palin, who served as governor and even ran for vice president of the US in 2008. She is known for strong personality and love of Alaskan life. You're a singer-songwriter, grew up in Alaska in a house without running water. Her music is emotional and deeply personal. And Tommy Moe, an Olympic skier, won gold in the 1994 Winter Olympics and trained in Alaska's snowy mountains. Even Zachary Gordon, the actor from Diary of a Weeping Kid, spent his summers in Alaska. Clearly, Alaska leaves a strong mark on those who grew up there. So, as we've seen today, Alaska is more than cold and snow. It's full of culture, nature, stories, and strengths. From the food and cities to the art and history, Alaska is a land of contrast and beauty. I hope today's journey helped you discover a new side of this incredible state. Thank you for listening. And now I'd be happy to take any questions. Thank you.